Well, hey, everybody, happy Sunday night. It is time. It's been a while for another Be Our Guest Podcast live call-in show. Scotty G is joining us here in just about 60 seconds. He will pop into the video feed and we will get ready to start the show and take your calls. But this is the pre-show, so everybody jump in. Let us know where you are tuned in from here in the messages below, either on YouTube or Facebook. Let me know where you are. I'll give you a shout out and we will get cracking here shortly. Just wanted to get everybody in here and settled. Hey, Justin, he's always out in Cleveland, home of the Guardians. If I would have been smart when I went down for the media event, I didn't think about this till I got home. That's the story of my life, right? I should have gotten a Guardians jersey, Cleveland, like the old Indians Guardians, for the media event. That would have been classic. For the Guardians of the Galaxy Cosmic Rewind media event. Yes, I know. That's my kind of sense of humor. I should have worn that. So anyway, that would have been funny. I thought of that the other day when I was running. Not too funny, though, probably. And Teresa's here. Hello from the Mitten up in Michigan. Hope you're having nice weather, too. We're having pretty decent weather here in St. Louis. It finally cooled off. It's 78 right now. So that's kind of awesome. It was hot this morning, of course. I had a half marathon, about sweated my rear end off. And died, but I'm here. I didn't think I was going to be here about 10 miles into that run, but hey, we had made it. Marlesa's here. She will be sailing on the Be Our Guest podcast cruise next July. What? And in the same stateroom, Katie, what's up? And we're getting both emails going to both people. I think I figured it out. I'll see. We'll see when the next email goes out. I think I figured it out. I don't know. I'm not that smart. Rhonda Lee's up in Canada. Yes. Always here. Always one of the first in attendance. Perfect attendance for Rhonda Lee. Give her a star. Tom is here from New Jersey. I got to get out to New Jersey sometime. Never been. Actually, I think I have been there when we drove to Philadelphia for my dad's friend who pitched for the Phillies. But I don't remember it. I was in 5th grade. Margie's here. Hey, Margie. Love Margie and Herschel. Hey, Steven. What's going on? Andrea's here. Wyatt's here. Sixers. I don't watch any NBA, but I have some friends on not friends, but people I follow on Twitter that are Sixers fans, and they go bonkers about their coach, Doc Rivers. They do not like him, but go Sixers. Hey, Josh, down in Louisiana, what's going on? Remember, I have a former student, LSU coach this year, so there you go. Go Tigers, GAUX. Thank you, Ashley. I'm paying for it. Yes, I did get a PR today on a terribly hard course, and my legs are burning right now. I don't know if I'll make it back upstairs after the show. I can't hardly walk. So we'll see. Oh, my goodness gracious. It's painful. I shouldn't do that. I'm too competitive, and I'm getting too old to be competitive like this. Why don't I just chill and just realize that I'm old? Hello, Heather out in Baldwin. That's where my brother-in-law and sister-in-law live, right by Velasquez Park. And we just had lunch with them at the Old Spaghetti Factory in Chesterfield Valley this afternoon, which was so good. Baked lasagna for lunch. Yes, so good. Hello, Jessica. Oh, Scotty G is asking to join the chat. That's a new feature. I never used to ask. You go out of town for a couple weeks and there's new features in the thing. Here he is. Scotty G is ready to join your broadcast. Let's see him. We're live. The man, the myth, the legend, who has played 27 holes of golf today, as I think. Oh, is he frozen? Or is he just sitting very still?
Hello, can you hear me?
Oh, now I can't. Now you're moving. You're frozen there for a second.
It's a first time logging in with the new computer. You know how that goes. You know, I bought this 2 weeks ago when you were down in Florida, and we haven't been back since. So
I know. It just said like Scott wants to join the chat. It's never asked me like that before with anybody.
Probably because it's a new computer, maybe. I don't know.
I think they updated the software on our end too. So Who knows?
So testing it all out. I wanted to record in the main office downstairs because this is what I had to do, Mike. I had to unplug like all the cables and wires to bring it up here, but there's better sound quality here because there's no like real hard surfaces where like in the office it just bounces and echoes, and I know you're all about the audio. So
yes. Well, real quick, Josh, yes, Robert Steeples was in my science class and he was in Pam, my wife's homeroom. So yes, Robert, great kid, played for the Rams, played for Mizzou, and last year was a coach for the Vikings. Minnesota Vikings. Yeah, great. And he was a football coach here and high school coach, won state championships for DeSmet. He's awesome, and he's just a great man. Great leader of men. So you got a good one down there, Josh. Okay, I could talk football all day. So yeah, 27 holes golf today. You crazy? Oh my gosh.
27 holes. I'm worried that my internet's not strong. Hold on. I'm on the wrong internet. See, this is just all a mess. Hold on 1 second. Sorry. I'm going to change my.
Yeah, get off your neighbor's internet, and then we'll get cracking.
Well, I have two.
Yeah, he is on the wrong internet, people. He is gone. He's on Ricky's internet. Yeah, I tell myself that I'm not old, but I feel it right now. Good evening to everybody. Oh my gosh, Eric, hope you're feeling better. Stay away from the COVID. Hey, Jennifer up in Chicago. That's where Paige is. She was just shopping on, what was the street she said today? I think it was like down by the Magnificent Mile, Minnesota. No, it was a state name street, but it wasn't Michigan. She's living her best life. She went to a Sox game the other day. She went to a Sky game the other night, the WNBA game. Yeah, she's living her best life up there. She's coming home Thursday night though to see us, so that's good. Oh, Scotty G's asking to join again. Sorry, we're running late. We'll get cracking here, I promise. It's like amateur hour right now, and I'm so tired I don't know what to do, but we'll get through this. Hey, he's back. He's back.
Good internet now.
Yeah, he's not on Ricky's internet now. That was Ricky's internet.
So yeah, this is for real amateur hour. We should be more professional by now.
Well, it's Sunday afternoon, dude. I can't hardly walk because I was an idiot this morning on that marathon.
I wanted to talk to you about that, like in our pregame. We normally both sign on like 10 minutes early or whatever to catch up, but I delayed us today, so I apologize for that. Just wanted to get the setup right, and it took me longer. So sorry about that.
That's fine. I mean, I think everybody enjoys us hanging out for a couple minutes before we actually do the show.
But I'm on the strong internet now, so we should be good.
Boom. There you go. So now, 20. Did you have any good rounds? I mean, you had 3 of them. So you watched 9 holes around.
Yeah. So we played 18 at this course. So me and my brother are doing this thing called we're reviewing all the courses. We have like this rating system we do where we take points away, give points, whatever performance based kind of is part of it. And me and my brother do like quirky stuff like this. We love it.
Your brother needs to smile in a picture next week.
He doesn't smile. He just doesn't smile. I'm going to work on that with him though. It's not like he's got bad teeth or anything. He just doesn't smile. He's just so there's this awful course in Michigan, like close to us, that we played a couple times, but we never actually done our official review in quotes. So, and they're like starting to build houses on it, so they might like tear it down. So we're like, well, we got to play it, as terrible as it is, we got to play it. And I beat him today. I shot a 93. I normally shoot in the low hundreds, so this is a big improvement for me. So it felt good today. So.
Heck yeah, enjoy that.
But look at you, man. I PR'd in golf, and you PR'd. And dude, that was a beast of a half marathon you had today.
Oh man, God. You should have seen these running through mud and on rocks. Just one hill. I'm not kidding. Because I run on the treadmill every day. I'll be honest. Here's a couple reasons I run on the treadmill every day.
I was going to ask you about this, man. I
hate hills.
Because I've been curious.
Treadmill, you never have a hill. It's flat as a pancake. I never put any elevation on it. So 0.
I thought it was more for like your knees or something because it's easier on the knees.
It's because it's easier. A treadmill, you don't have to think. Like it sets your pace. You never have to think. And I watch Pluto TV on my iPad. It entertains me for 2 hours. So I do, and it's air conditioned. Yeah. So it's way easier. So I get out there though, but I'm so dang competitive, right? So I get out there. There's only 380 people in this whole race. I didn't know how big it was going to be. I've never done it. Right. It was only the second year they did it. We go along the Missouri River and we go down these hills. Like we're going down these steep hills. Like for the first 4 miles, I'm like, this is awesome. My first mile was 8:06 or something like that. I was like, what? Because I was like, I can't go this fast. And then it was like 8:10. The second mile, I was like, oh, I'm so dead. But I was flying down these hills. But somebody told me before the race, like, oh yeah, this is great. Like it's shady. It's awesome for the first 6 miles. And like the last 7 are all uphill and it's miserable. I was like, thank you. And it's all in the sun. I was like, oh, thank you for telling me that. So the whole time I'm thinking this, but yeah, it was in the mud coming up. And then you got these rocks. I turned this one corner and like, you see this, I mean, it was a steep, long hill. It must've been 3/4 of a mile up the hill on like rocky, chunky gravel. When I saw it, I was like, you have got to be kidding me. I did everything I could just to not walk. It was nuts, but Yeah. I mean,
dude, I just been on the golf course most of the day and like driving back and forth. So like I haven't really been on social media, but I caught a glimpse of that and like congratulations, man. I'm sure you're dead tired. You probably killed yourself going down the steps even, you know.
So I am so sore. Like, because that's what I told Pam. Like we did like Mother's Day with the in-laws and stuff today because like people couldn't make it last Sunday.
Okay.
So we went to the spaghetti factory with my mother-in-law and like Pam's sisters and stuff today. And like I was sitting there and the lasagna was so good, but I was like, oh, my butt hurts so bad. My hips, I mean, they're just on fire.
They're like chafing and
it wasn't even that. It's just like I don't use those muscles ever. Yeah. Like I never go up a hill. Wow. The elevation climb on this was 740. Like I was like, dude, that's higher than the arch. So anyway. So okay, so let's do this, and because we got a lot to talk about, and we'll get cracking here. So let me hit this, and then it's going to be it's all Mike and Scott this week because Pam and Ricky, they're out at Disneyland, so forget
that's all right though, man. You made a good point. Like half glass full, we'll be there in 7 weeks. 7 weeks from
exactly.
7 weeks from today is when I check in to the Disneyland hotel.
And you know what? It's going to be better when we get out there because there's going to be more stuff open.
Yeah, there'll be.
I hate to say it, but I'm not going to say it. I mean, they're doing some cool stuff that we're
going to do cool. I have experience that we probably can't do because of Disney.
Right. But I mean, you and
you're going to have the Scotty G experience.
I know, seriously. I don't, this is look out. Okay, let's do this. Here we go. Let's see. Today's 15th. Okay.
Is the audio good? Like, I'm so nervous. It's my first time.
I didn't even check that. Oh, yeah, we're fine. We're fine. Okay, it's good enough. Here we go. Well, hey, everybody. Welcome to the BOGP Open Line, otherwise known as You, Me, and Scotty G. Coming to you live from the Be Our Guest podcast studios in lovely St. Peters, Missouri, here on Sunday night, May 15th, 2022. We have had a couple of weeks hiatus from the call-in shows. We never missed the regular podcast, but we did take a couple of weeks off while I was down at Walt Disney World for the Summit Cheerleading Championships and the Guardians of the Galaxy Cosmic Rewind Media event. And then we were very smart. Scott and I are both husbands, and we knew that we had to take off for Mother's Day. We did not want to get in trouble. And hopefully we kept you away from Facebook, even though maybe you didn't on Mother's Day. Maybe we kept you out of trouble. We'll say that. It'll make us feel better too. But we are back, and if you're checking this out on the feed on Thursday, happy Thursday to you. Thanks for downloading the show. But for the next hour, we're going to be taking your calls at 407-413-9395, 407-413-9395. And the thing I just realized is I didn't set up the second computer to take the calls, but I'm going to do that here in just 1 second. It takes about 1 minute. But before we do that, let me get my buddy introduced, the co-host of the podcast. We got lots to talk about tonight. Your friend and mine, Scotty G. Scott, what have you been up to?
Not much. Good to be back. That was a nice little 2-week break. If anyone that follows me on Instagram noticed that we actually went to Northern Michigan for Mother's Day weekend, stayed at a nice place called the Inn at Bay Harbor. It was on the bay of Lake Michigan, gorgeous views. If you caught any of those photos, it would have reminded you of a little Disney hotel called the Grand Floridian with the red roof and the white siding. You know, it felt very like Grand Floridian, like in there, I should say. So that was a nice little getaway. Mike, I loved following along with your trip. I'm avoiding spoilers on Guardians of the Galaxy though. Like, you know, I'm going to be down there in 3 weeks. So if I don't listen to a certain podcast episode you had recently, don't get mad at me. I still downloaded it, but I got to stay away from the spoilers.
I always say, as long as you download it, I'm cool with that because we got to get
a side note to that. So I've been trying to get caught up, you know, like I've been walking a little bit more every day, trying to get outside, doing more exercise. So get this, Mike, I timed it so for when we go to Disneyland and including any future episodes, and you know, I don't listen to the ones I'm on. If I listen to 3 episodes a day to the point we leave for Disneyland, I should be caught up on the podcast. I'm like 11 months behind, so I'm almost there.
3 a day is quite.
It's a lot of Mike. It's a lot of Mike, I gotta say. But I listen to you at 1.5 speed too, so it's a little more entertaining that way.
Oh my gosh, that probably sounds not right. But okay, so. Look, we haven't even announced it, I don't think yet officially on the podcast, that when we go to Disney, I've announced that I'm going out there for the very first time, July 2nd to the 9th, staying at the Disneyland Hotel. As we speak, Ricky and Pam are out at Disneyland right now. They're out there for a training for the Magic for Less. One of us had to stay back. You know, everybody can't go at the same time. Everything was shut down with the agency, with the podcast. So I'm going back, you know, here in a couple months. But the good news is, Scotty G's going at the same time. So we are going to have a good, can you imagine the Instagram feed we are going to have for a week, the 4th of July?
We should just make a joint one called like Scott and Mike or something, Mike and Scott's Instagram.
It's going to be crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah. So one of the things I think I kind of want to do the show on Friday about this. Possibly we'll talk about it, but you know, going to Disneyland, you've been many times. I've never been. And you've been doing ADRs each morning, and I appreciate that. And Emily's been helping as well, you know, as I was down at the media event trying to get all that stuff done and so forth. But, you know, what's something that maybe I'm not even expecting that you're excited, like you're excited for me to experience that I don't even know is coming, you know, something that like, I mean, I know that like, I want to see the light in the firehouse. I know that the castle is going to be smaller. You know, there's, you know, Pirates is going to be better if it's open.
I hope it's open.
Crossing Blue Bayou is going to be open. It looks like.
Ooh, I might have to get on that for a reservation then for sure.
I know the last night it comes out of refurbishment, June 24th. I just saw that last night. Mr. Heinrich let us know on Twitter last night. So, I mean, is there anything like that that's kind of a, I want to go to, what is it, Rancho de Zocalo? Is that the Mexican part? There's a Mexican
dude, we're going to have one of the best breakfasts ever there. We got to go there. I've mentioned this many times on the podcast. This won't ring a bell. This won't surprise you at all, but like we got to go to the petrified tree and get a photo with that. That is like some great Disneyland history right there. There's so much history. I don't want to spoil it like ahead of time too much, but I definitely have some ideas where, you know, it's like off the beaten path, things that you got to hit as a true Disney fan like yourself and the rest of the family is that we just can't miss. Because, you know, like you might say like, this is, I don't even know if you're thinking this, like this might be my only time out there. I doubt if it will be your only time out there, but it's not something we go to annually though, right? So you really like to soak it up and make sure you can see as many cool things, get as many good experiences as you can. But you will be back there, but we're going to try to hit a lot of it for sure.
Oh, I cannot wait. It's all been thinking about. I was even talking about that when I was down at Walt Disney World for, you know, cheer and for the media event. And you hate to kind of sacrifice the trip you're on for the trip you're looking forward to, which I had a great time. I mean, I stayed at the yacht club, got to, you know, do the coaster, you know, just got to see my daughter cheer and stuff like that. But I mean, the whole time it's like, you know, when Pam was there, especially, I'm like, this is fun, but just wait till July when everything's going to be new to us, you know, new rest. For us, it's not all about the food, but I mean, new snacks, you know, because I mean, like I got excited because I got to go to ABC Commissary one day and have my favorite grilled buffalo chicken grilled cheese sandwich. But I've had that sucker like 7 times. Not that I don't love every time I have it, but how exciting will it be to go to a restaurant I've never been before and have something, you know, just look at the menu and everything is new.
Well, you know, I've been talking about, and I pronounce this word wrong. Elizabeth like kills me every time I say it, but chilaquiles, like the Mexican breakfast, that will be life-changing for you. And we need to do that early in the trip because you'll probably want to get it every single day after that.
Yes. Okay. So we are going to set the table here. I have the computer set up now, so we are good. Sorry if I was a little distracted. I don't know why I was thinking. We were trying to get some stuff. We took 2 weeks off. I was out of practice here, but 407-413-9395. If you're curious about Cosmic Rewind, I know Scott doesn't want spoilers, and I'll try to. Scott knows the basics of things. He knows that it goes out of the station forward at a very low speed, like 10 miles an hour. And
it sounds like the people mover then, it sounds like, right?
Right.
Okay.
And, you know, you ride next to a Wookiee and, you know, it's all that kind of stuff. He knows those are the basics for the coaster. But if you want to talk about that, we can do that non-spoilery. We could talk about the queue. I also got to see Drawn to Life, which is the show, the Cirque du Soleil show at Disney Springs, which I've never seen a Cirque show. And I was blown away by that. I was blown away really by the stadium. Because really, there's not. Have you been in that stadium, Scott? Have you seen anything?
I had a Drawn to Life reservation or ticket purchased for like the second day that it opened, but then you know that happened in 2020. So I'm excited to check it out. I'm glad to hear that you really enjoyed it.
Because I'm not even I'm not a theater person at all.
But you do love the shows on the ship, though. You know, so
I do. You know what? That is what I was going to say. It reminded me. The first part, I was like, okay, this reminds me of a Disney Cruise Line show. But then as the show went on, I was like, oh, this is way better than a Disney Cruise Line show because of the talent. Like, and I'm not saying the people on the cruise line aren't talented, but there was this one act, and I don't want to give stuff away, but there's an act where these women, there's like 6 or 7 women in this one act. They come out and they do the entire act on unicycles. And I mean, the stuff they do on unicycles
Right.
was it blew my mind that they were rolling around with this precision, dancing around, jumping around on unicycles.
Could you imagine if they did that on Disney Cruise Line? With the ship
no way.
bouncing?
I mean, people are coming down from the ceilings and on swings, and and the one guy takes his shirt off for all the ladies, I think, because he's like ripped and he's hanging, by the string. I think that's like
he's a former Tarzan Rock cast member.
That's exactly. I think it was Tarzan. I thought the same thing. But it was, and the whole thing about the stadium though is that there's really not a bad seat because it's not big. I think it probably only holds a couple thousand people because I guess they can do a lot of shows a day maybe. But I would do it. I mean, it's
I'm always looking for new experiences. I know. I'm crazy. Like sometimes when I'm at Walt Disney World, like I don't think about cost. I try not to, or else you just never do anything new.
Totally don't. I do. You totally.
I will tell you when I get the credit card statement when I get home. If you want to see Scotty G cry, I cry. Okay. When American Express kicks out that new statement after a Disney trip, that is rough. But
oh my gosh. It is. So if you want to talk about that, we could talk about that. Let's see, what else did we do while we were down there? Got State Yacht Club and had a killer room there at the corner.
Yeah.
Man, if I could have had that, I wanted to go down to the front desk and be like, look, can you move me to Pop Century for these 2 nights? And can I get this room in January for a couple of nights? Because it was literally on the course for the marathon. It was right there on the wood. I mean, I could have literally sat there in my chair and just watched people. I mean, I'd have been running, but I could have had people just like, hey, you want to hang out in my room? Like, you don't you just get up and just walk out the sliding door and you're on the course. So that'd have been fun. All right, we have calls coming in, so let's take the first call and then we'll get to the topics of the night. But first caller of the night's on with us. Hey, who's joining us?
Hi guys, it's Beth.
Hey, what's up, Beth?
What's going on?
Long time no talk. What's going on?
Not much. I did got to go on my AP preview of Guardians today.
Don't spoil it for Scott.
Honestly, Mike, I don't think you know this. I actually had a preview for today. I just couldn't make it happen. To spend airfare and it would have been like $2,000 just to do a ride. It wasn't worth it.
I people were doing that though. I don't know how, but yeah.
So
the party of 4 turned into a party of 1. Thanks, Gardeners.
Sometimes you gotta be fiscally responsible every once in a while. Scott doesn't do it often, but he did it this time.
So what were your thoughts?
It was the coolest coaster I've ever been on.
It's crazy.
We got stopped about halfway through and just sat on the track for probably 3-4 minutes, and then we started up and the music was not playing. We just came in and they're like, all right, we made it. And so the people that were in my car, I said, well, can we go again since it didn't finish the whole way? And this cast member has a line that they're supposed to say why you can't go again. And I said, but we sat on the track in the dark. And he's like, oh, so he let us backstage, not backstage, but right into the queue again. So we got to go again.
Nice.
Which you can't do that right back to back. So the second time it got me a little bit, but not anything that would ever not want me to ride it again. So but what they made in that ride was, however they created it, coolest ride ever.
So let me ask you this. So now you've been on it, and you're a great point about not going back to back. Like if that would be a punishment for me, not a perk. I loved it the first time, but we could have done it for as much as we wanted for 6 hours. And I was like, nope. But people were, and I don't, just people have iron stomachs, I guess. But how would you describe it? I mean, do you consider it a thrill ride, or do you consider it some people are even I heard people arguing for saying it's a family ride, like it's a family coaster. I don't think so. I think it's more than that.
It's definitely a thrill ride. Yeah. I just with the way that it's set up with the 360 reverse launch. I don't know. It kind of had the feeling of Space Mountain, which, sorry, I don't like that ride. But this was way better, smoother, and then just the 360 was awesome, and reverse launch, of course. But the queue was great. It kept you entertained, and just all those fun details. So
that's awesome. Can I ask you a question?
Yeah, go
I
ahead.
mean, I know, like, I don't know a whole lot about it, but I do know there's different songs that play, kind of like Mission Breakout out at Disneyland. So what song did you get when you did it without being sitting in the dark? When you got to do the full version, what song was playing?
I had the same song both times.
Oh, what song was it?
I had Congo.
Oh, my least favorite of the song options, and it was still
That's the
awesome.
one Ricky keeps wanting. I know that's what Ricky wants.
It was awesome. Yeah, like I just assumed when I got in on the second time I would have a different song, and we're like starting, and I'm like, wait a minute, I already heard this song like 10 minutes ago. So,
Yeah.
But yeah, it's an awesome ride. I think everyone should give it a try. Like I kind of feel like that's the rule at Disney. You always give an attraction at least one try. I would have loved to have tried it again like an hour later, just having a little bit of a break. But it was awesome. I wish the store would have been open, but they're not open yet until it officially opens. So
That cracks me up because I mean, the point of the store is to sell merchandise, and who cares if they sell the merchandise? I guess
know.
they don't want to be sold out like when the coaster officially opens, but I mean, you know, they want to make money. Like I don't understand that.
So as a local,
go ahead.
As a local Beth, so you know you get the privilege, not the privilege, but you get the opportunities, right, to go more often than most. Would you be willing to do a lightning lane for that again, being able to visit Epcot more often?
To pay for that?
To pay for it, yeah.
I would pay $25 to ride that.
Oh man! Don't let Disney know that, Mike.
See, I loved it. There's no way I'm paying $25 for anything. Not after I pay to get in the park.
Well, I pay once a year to get in the park. It's okay.
Still,
but yeah, my one thought on the having the store not be open until it actually premieres on the 27th, which I appreciate, is just for all the resellers of product. Then everyone's getting a chance when it officially opens. So
it'll be the same people that raid the place on.
I know, but it's just nice that they're not getting,
right.
a 2 to 3 week advantage.
You're right.
So.
It makes it look more fair. That's exactly right. That's a great point. No. So let me ask you this real quick, because I've heard this. I love hearing people's take on this. Okay, top 3 attractions on property right now, in your opinion, and it just depends on what you like. But if you had to rate the top 3 attractions overall for overall experience, what are they on property?
Guardians, Remy, and Slinky Dog.
Ooh, Rise didn't even get in the top 3.
No, sorry. I like it. It's just Scott and I have had this discussion. Like, it's a cool experience. It's just I love Slinky Dog and I love Remy. So yeah.
Very nice.
It's interesting because like Epcot never was my favorite park to go to, and now it's turning into like, okay, should I go there or should I go to Magic Kingdom right now because of now having these 2 great rides? So, but.
Well, it's interesting too how like Remy and Ratatouille and Guardians are like polar opposite ends of the park. They're diagonally opposite, so you really have to kind of make a call. You're going to go in Future World or World Discovery, that corner of the park. You're going to go in the International Gateway to get in if you have that opportunity. Which way you're going to go first thing, and then kind of tour from there. It's really does kind of make you think about what are my priorities initially in the day. It's kind of cool.
Yeah, it definitely makes a difference. And today I didn't even go into World Showcase. One, it was so hot today, and I just needed to do the ride, and I grabbed lunch at Connections Cafe or Eatery or whatever it's called. But yeah, I didn't even go to World Showcase. So, but
what'd you get at Connections?
I got the breaded chicken sandwich, which was so good.
It looks like Chick-fil-A. It looks super good.
I really enjoy Chick-fil-A, and it had more of a like a spice to it. Nice. And I didn't even get the sauce on it, but it was right up there on a great chicken sandwich. And then I tried that waffle, which you guys have raved about, and I did not like it.
Oh, you didn't like it? I had 3 of those things. It wasn't even like a waffle. It was almost like a funnel cake, I thought.
Yeah, it was not sweet for me, so that's okay. But it was so busy in that area it was really hard to find a seat, which I'm really glad that people are, making use of that area. But I finally snagged one. And then even just with all there's new walls up everywhere that were different from like 2 or 3 weeks ago. And I'm like, I don't even know how to maneuver around that whole entrance anymore. So every time I go, it's different.
But it does feel easier to get around to me now than it did 6 months ago. Like, I feel like it is more direct now than it used to be. You don't have the big, like when you're coming in, you can go almost directly to World Showcase, straight past connections and creations now, where you don't have to, you used to have to go over by test track as a hassle. Hated that.
Yeah. But it's like the bathrooms near the land are closed. Like the ones, like in the middle.
Right. Yep.
Like that just
Those
threw
old
me.
school.
I'm like, I can't even walk over there. So
yeah.
But yeah, it was
RIP.
good. So
Yep.
and I'm glad you got to see Cirque because it's an amazing show.
It was crazy. Those acrobatics. I was like, holy cow. That's unbelievable. Yeah. I couldn't believe it. And of course, like though
everyone should set aside some money to check that out because they waited a long time to come back. So
but the dad dies like right at the top of the show. Why does the dad have to die in every Disney thing? Like, dude, I was about crying.
It's not always the dad. It's always just a parent.
Well, always. I mean, but a lot, I'm the dad. A lot of times the dad dies. I'm like, dude, the girl's talking about her dad dying. Like 5 minutes into the show, I was like, this is gonna be happy people jumping, doing acrobatics, and boom, oh, my dad died. I'm like, oh, stop.
But the whole story played out there, Mike, and you saw how it played out.
It did, but I was like, please. And the guy next to me, he's crying too. I'm like, this is good. And it was all happy after that. But yeah.
Well, the guy next to you was probably Steve Forrester. No, just kidding.
Well, just because the Penguins lost. No, I don't know.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, but wait, Beth, thanks for that feedback on Cosmic Rewind, and we will see you down at the park soon.
Sounds good. Have a good night, guys.
Yep, you too. Talk to you soon. All righty. Bye-bye.
Wow.
All right. 407.
She puts that number 1 as her attraction.
It's pretty dang cool.
That's awesome.
I don't know if I put it number 1, but it is pretty dang cool.
That's awesome.
407-413-9395, 407-413-9395. Another thing we can talk about is the Be Our Guest podcast cruise number 6, which will be taken on the Disney Wish on July 3rd, 2023. We have some folks in the live chat right now that are joining us. I see that Katie is here and Marlessa is here, and trying to scroll through, there are maybe some other folks. I think Brooke is joining us as well. I can't see all the chat, but a lot of folks in the chat are already booked and sailing with us. Scott, just real quick, 2 minutes. What are some of the fun things we do on the Be Our Guest podcast cruise?
What isn't fun on the Be Our Guest
I know,
podcast
seriously,
cruise?
it's like a floating party for 4 days. It's crazy.
One thing I'll say that, and I tried to listen to when you guys talked about it last week. I caught bits and pieces of it because I was out like walking during it, but it's amazing like how often you run into other friends when you're not even doing like a planned event. Like I'll get out of the stateroom to go to deck 4 to get a drink, or deck 11 to get a drink or whatever, and like I'll walk by like 4 or 5 people that I know.
By the way, deck 11's the soda machine.
Yes.
The free fountain sodas.
Yeah.
So just
that kind of drink, yeah. But yeah, it's just amazing. Like I know like we kind of book a lot of our rooms like close by together too, but it's just amazing. Like wherever you're on the ship, like you just run into someone, you see a friendly face, you strike up a conversation, and I just really love that about the cruise. It feels like we own that ship in some regards, which is unbelievable. But yeah, it's just the dinners we have together. Like I don't think I laugh as much as I am on a podcast cruise. I know like your side still hurts from when I was hypnotized a couple years ago, but
oh my God, I forgot about that. Oh man. Yeah.
But it's just never ending of just happiness and fun. The second that you get that your name called on the ship, and it's just you want to hold on to that time as much as you can. I know it goes by a little quickly, but it's completely worth it. All the great memories that you'll create, and long-time friendships too. A lot of, you talked about Jay and Melissa, they met there and they have 2 kids now and married. That's unbelievable. Just the great friendships that are created on these podcast cruises are just unbelievable. And I can't wait. It's a long time to go, 400 days, but I'm ready.
Can't promise that you'll get married and have kids because of this cruise, but can't promise you won't either.
That's right.
Okay.
The best commercial of that Walt Disney Company's ever done, I think, was for a cruise line, the souvenir.
it's my little souvenir.
Yeah.
Exactly. Our little souvenir. Yeah, look that up on YouTube. That is the best commercial Disney ever did. That, and I'm too excited to sleep, but that our little souvenir is probably the best ever.
Yeah.
All right, we have our next call on the line. Who's joining us?
Hey guys, it's Marlessa. How are you doing?
Good. How are you doing? You're cruising with us here in just over 400 days. Cannot wait.
I'm so excited. This will be as you both know, it's my first Disney cruise. And Katie, talked me to the veranda. Did not take much convincing. I think she basically was like, oh, I usually do a veranda. I hope it's okay. And I was like, yeah, no, that sounds great. Of course, now I can never go back. I know that. I know how that works. But
I'll give you a little hint. I'll give you a little
really
hint though, about let me give you a little veranda hint just from a travel agent perspective, is that with Disney Cruise Line, the major cost is getting on the ship. It is not much more from an inside to an ocean view to a veranda. You're talking a couple $100 for the entire cruise. And Scott knows, like, having that veranda in the mornings when you get up, just to be able to just look out at the ocean as you're coming into port and just have that private spot where you can just look out and just hear the water swooshing up against the side of the ship. That's why you sail. That's why you go on a cruise, is to have that.
I kind of compare it to if you compare it to World, it's like Pop Century is the inside stateroom, which is fantastic. It's great. You can get out of your room and look at a pool or get some kind of great view. But if you're staying at Yacht Club, you don't have to leave your room. You can go out to your balcony and see the great view. So, and if it's only a couple $100 more, I'm going to go to the Yacht Club. So,
true.
Yeah, no, I was very happy to see actually how close the price point was, like you said, Mike. Like, it really wasn't that much of a difference. So yes, why not? Why not have that view? Because I've aside from just local NYC, sometimes there's little Disney, not Disney, Disney's on the brain, clearly, dinner cruises, sometimes in New York City. But yeah, I've never done a big full scale cruise, and certainly not a Disney cruise. So excited to do something, new that's still within the Disney, bubble, so to speak. I'm really excited about the unlimited soft serve ice cream. As you guys know, I love my soft serve ice cream. So very excited to do damage on that for sure.
It's here. And so this is a new ship. Okay. So obviously it sails next month for the very first time. Pam Forster is going to be on the media preview cruise, so she's on the cruise before it ever sails for the general public, like first revenue cruise. Ricky's on it right after that, so we're going to have immediately feedback from folks that have sailed it right away. Now obviously we don't know exactly how things are going to be laid out, but on the other ships, and I'm sure it's going to be similar when it comes to these kind of things, on the other ships, they have strategically located, and Scott and I know this because we have always had, because we've done 5 of these podcast cruises at this point. Late at night, we have these kind of informal meets where, because at night there's always an act in the adult club, I think it's Disney Cruise Line, so it's not anything raunchy or anything, but there's things where, there's some dancing, and there's maybe a guy who performs in the main, Walt Disney Theater, but then we'll do a show for the adults in the smaller theater in the adult area or something. But then, in between we'll have these pizza and ice cream meetups, because on the back of the ship, on one side's the ice cream machine, and then you go through this just door, from the port side to the starboard side, and boom, there's the pizza window. The what do they have? French fries. They have sub sandwiches.
The best is when it's on your Castaway Key Day. You normally can get the spicy chicken sandwiches that they have at Cookies, and I minimum 3 of them for me that day.
It's ridiculous. You're just oh, and the thing is, you just had a full on fancy dinner in the main dining room 2 hours before. It's stupid. So
nice.
Get ready to run.
and I saw that I think this ship has a Star Wars themed lounge, adult only lounge, which looks really cool. And I think it's called the Aqua Mouse or something like that.
Yes.
For sort of a ride side of sorts. So it all looks really cool. And I love Tangled. So it's nice to see the I think the couple spas that are on the same ship are also Tangled themed. I've been immersing myself in cruise content, as I'm sure you can tell. So I'm just, very excited. And I'm sure that there will be, you guys will talk about it more as you're closer. I was already texting Scott about you got to give me tips tips for cruising and all this. Cause yeah, just really, really excited for sure.
We'll do shows on this topic moving forward. We're kind of letting everything kind of settle down. We're still getting the quotes out, getting everybody getting getting the staterooms and everything. But, you know, we'll do shows to get everybody pumped up, what you need to be thinking about. One thing, you know, we'll do theme, you know, we've done theme nights. We'll have a night. One of the things I was going to put out there is that we're going to have one of the nights where, or one of the days where everybody wears something for like representing where you're from. So like I'm from St. Louis, or Missouri, I could wear a Mizzou jersey or a Cardinals jersey or something like that. Because it'd be fun because we're going to be coming from all over the place. You know, represent your town. You know, Scott could wear Lions or Tigers or I don't know what you want to wear.
Maybe something just a Great Lakes,
so
Michigan
for me,
shirt.
it depends. Like, do I want to represent New York City, or if I represent my hometown of Sprint, and then I get to dress up as an office character. So it depends on which way I want to go there.
Well, see, and I thought if actually Katie gave me this idea really when I was trying to think about, because we've never done this like officially on one of the cruises, like one of our theme days. But when Katie runs her races, she always has Maryland stuff on. Like when she ran the Chicago Marathon, because I was running at the same time with her. And I believe she had on like shorts that had the Maryland state flag. They were so cool. And I just thought that was awesome because what a cool way to represent where you're from. The Maryland state flag is so unique. You know, I've seen it like on the Terrapins helmets and stuff. And so I thought that'd be just kind of fun, you know, because we have people from Canada sailing with us from all over the United States. And it would just be, you know, it's a great icebreaker, right? Hey, you know, we got people, Alabama fans. Yeah. So there goes.
Yeah, there we go. But yeah, it's so much fun. Like Mike, you were talking about like the at night meetups, like, you know, sometimes we'll even like whip out like board games and we'll just like play them on deck, you know, and just play board games. It's a great icebreaker to meet people too over chicken tenders and ice cream. A lot of times you've heard of rope dropping, you know, the theme parks, we're like closing down the chicken tender stand every night. Like last call,
we're like peeking under. They pull it's like a
Indiana Jones getting his hat.
Or they pull down the guard. You're just like, please, one more slice of pizza.
Yeah. You quick sneak your hand in there and you quick sneak it out before it chops your hand off. And then we're back there at 10 a.m. the next morning getting stuff. So.
And one of the greatest, we could talk about this all night. We promise we won't because not everybody's cruising with us. But one of the cool things is that by the end of our cruise, and this has happened all the other 5 cruises, and it will happen again next July, is that the cruise director's staff, which if you don't know what that means, the cruise director's staff, the activity staff, there's a crew of like 6 or 7 people that are in charge of all the fun stuff on the ship. Like if I was working on Disney Cruise Line, this is the job I would want. Like they lead the sail away party. Now I can't dance, so I'd probably be terrible at this, but they do the sail away party. They're dancing. They're getting everybody out on the dance floor. They do all the game shows. They host the diaper dash. They're in charge of the Castaway Key 5K. They do all the activities and they do the adult stuff too. I think there's like separate people that do the adult stuff, but they know our group by like the end of the first night. And then like, they're just looking for us because they always want people to come to their events and it's always our people. And so they know us by like
my first name. They called Mike and Scott, not you guys again.
It's nuts, yeah. And it'll be so fun.
Oh yeah, I love that kind of stuff. I'm always up for like volunteering for that type of like dancing stuff, trivia nights. I am very competitive, just like you, Mike. So
same.
But,
Look out.
Look out. But so it'll either be a terrible thing or a great thing if we're on different teams, because we'll just have 2 very competitive teams going on, or 3, or however many people we have divided up.
Well, if it comes down to a lightning round, watch out, Marlis, because I majored in lightning rounds. So
yes, a lightning round. Yes.
That's right.
Yes, we need that for sure. And also, I did have something else. So I obviously haven't been on the Guardians coaster yet, but I know like obviously a hot topic around it has been like motion sickness. So sort of like a tip that I wanted to pass on, because you know, I deal with a lot of motion sickness on rides, and some rides just like Star Tours just aren't worth it for me anymore. Like I just can't do it, even with all the Dramamine in the world. But for certain ones like Remy or Everest or whatever, so you know, obviously non-drowsy Dramamine, but there's also these really cool bands. They're called like C bands, like SEA, and I forget exactly how much they are, but they're definitely less than $20 on Amazon. You know, be our guest podcast.com/Amazon. But they really, you know, they're designed to help with like motion sickness, like and nausea. So I always wear them when I'm on, you know, Everest or one of these more intense rides. So I sort of do the combo of the non-drowsy Dramamine when I'm getting to the queue, wear those bands, might take like a ginger candy in the queue as well. And that combo usually works pretty well. And you know, I mean, it might not work for everyone, but I do get pretty bad motion sickness. So I just wanted to pass that along if it helps anybody else. So it can't hurt to try. So, because I, you know, obviously want everyone to enjoy the ride. So.
Yeah, no, I agree because I was super nervous. Now I had a margarita and a thing of empanadas about an hour before because I was scared. You know, it was Cinco de Mayo. I didn't want to blow my whole, you know, the whole day if I got sick on the thing. I was at least going to celebrate, but I was fine. But again, I couldn't have done it twice. And I will say there was somebody that got off the coaster on the train behind me that got sick. So it does happen. But this lady looked, I mean, she was a little bit older. And I mean, it just when you get older, your tolerance for these kind, and it could have been her third ride, it could have been her fifth ride. I don't know. Like, I mean, because I didn't go on it until, let's see, they told us we could go on anytime between noon and 6, I think. And I think I got over there about 1. So it was like an hour in. So it wasn't, she couldn't have been on it that many times, maybe a couple, 3 times. But it was just one of those things, like everybody's tolerance is different. I know, because I'm petrified. Like I do not want to get sick. That's like one of my worst fears. So I'd forego and it was a really cool experience. I mean, it was amazing, but it doesn't overcome that fear. But the weird thing is like cruising. I mean, we're talking about cruising. Cruising doesn't bother me one bit. Not one bit.
Yeah. Oh yeah, exactly. Like, I felt, I mean, again, like I haven't been on a Disney cruise, but anytime I'm on a boat or if I take a ferry or anything, and this goes both for my motion sickness and for the the migraine vertigos that I get. I don't. It doesn't bother me at all, like on a boat. But it's just something about like screens and sometimes going backwards, like on Everest. But again, you know, the non-drowsy Dramamine, the C bands, and they're so easy to use. They're just like literally on your 2 wrists. You know, you just put them on a certain way. I easily wear them still with a magic band, so it doesn't interfere with that, or an Apple Watch or anything like that. And you know, like some like good like a ginger candy in mine, and that really helps and makes a big difference. I mean, I've had situations where, you know, even as someone that is really prone to motion sickness, like I get off a ride with a few people and they're all like, oh man, I'm so motion sick, and then they kind of expect that I will be too, because they know I, you know, kind of prone to that, but I'm fine because I did those things. So definitely wanted to pass that along, you know, to see if it helps you or, you know, anybody else that might also have this issue.
No, because I will probably take non-drowsy Dramamine next time. Let me ask Scott this. I have a theoretical question based on what you just said. Would Disney sell these kind of things in the theme parks, like proactively, like C-bands, Dramamine, Bonine, stuff that is meant to keep you from getting motion sickness? Or would that be something that looks bad because it's saying that this coaster does lead itself to motion sickness? Like,
I think it looks bad.
Yeah, I mean, it's all about perception, right? I mean, would they do
you don't
that?
want to have like a kiosk. I mean, I guess you can have a small little section in the gift shop for it, where it's not like in your face,
or behind the stand or something, like ponchos where you got to ask for it.
Where you could ask it, where you could ask a cast member, like, "Hey, do you have anything for this?" I'm like, "Oh yeah, let me go to the secret closet and get it out." You know,
exactly. What? How many times you got?
You don't want to have a guy with like the beverage cart, like rolling out in front with it. You know.
Get your Dramamine.
Oh yeah, exactly. It's kind of like with Mission Space, right? Like their hand was kind of forced there to have the tamer version. So it's sort of that, like, I have never been on the more intense Mission Space because I'm like afraid to, you know, like just because it's so in your face that, oh my gosh, if you go on this version, like just be warned, like this, like they give you that card in line. So I feel that even though, you know, I sort of have a system in place, you know, with the bands and the ginger and all that, I feel that if it was really, you know, and of course I'm in marketing, so I would think of it from that perspective, but also just personally, if it was really in my face, like Dramamine everywhere, I'd probably get a little freaked out, you know.
Well, the major difference too between those two attractions is on Mission Space, you are told that you are probably going to get motion sickness probably 5 or 6 times before you ever get in the simulator. Now on Cosmic Reef, I don't know if they're going to change this. There's no mention of that, really. I mean, it's on there just like you might see it on Big Thunder, or you know, it's kind of a part of, like, if you have back problems, if you have, you know, heart problems, you know, if you tend to be, just listed with all the other things, like Mission Space points that out. And then in the ride, there's a barf bag, so, I mean, it freaks me out. Like I've done it a couple times because I love space, but I mean, the whole time I'm like sweating bullets, but by the time I get in, I'm like, oh my gosh, this thing's going to definitely make me sick. Cause it's freaks me out. She's still here. Go ahead.
Mike, there is an attraction at Disneyland that has a barf bag, which
I'm not doing that.
I have to get you on that. Oh man,
I'm not doing the spinny carts. I will do the regular Ferris wheel thing, but I am not, because I've heard the Jocelyn story. Not doing.
I know the Jocelyn story is bad.
No,
I was there, but so I guess I'll just do the spinning by myself.
Yeah, you can.
Yeah. That I still need to get over to Disneyland. I'm still like Scott knows I'm trying to figure that out this year also. But that's a ride at Disneyland I know I wouldn't do. Like I just can't. I can't do that part of the Ferris wheel for sure. Like that. I think like for me, it's also thinking about like if like I put all of my precautionary measures in place. Like I take the Dramamine, I have the bands on, and I still get nauseous. Like, am I going to feel like this was worth it? And for me, like Star Tours, it just isn't worth it because there's just something about the way that ride is and the shakiness and the screams that, I'm just really like, I love Star Wars like so much, and just can't wait for Obi-Wan Kenobi this month, end of this month. But that's where the ride experience just isn't like pleasant because I'm just so like, I'm just feeling sick the whole time. But Everest or, Remy or certain rides like that, like I know that if I don't do the precautions, I'll probably get, motion sick, but I feel like those rides are more fun. So they're more worthwhile, dealing with the precautions and the little bit of the risk there.
Yeah. I say risk reward, right? Star Tours, not worth it anymore. I've done it a few times and it makes me sick it doesn't make me physically sick, but it makes me to the point where I'm just not comfortable. So it's not worth it. Well, hey, we're gonna be. I cannot wait to talk cruise with you for the next year and 400. We got 400 days. About a year and 2 months. But it's gonna be fun.
Oh yeah, we've got time. You guys will be getting text and all that, and it's like, oh my god.
Yes,
but, it was exciting to finally download that app and just like have that.
I know. I need to do that. I'm glad you posted that in the Discord because now we have a Discord for the chat for the cruise, so everybody can kind of get to know each other and talk. All right, so I got to go, Melissa, because I want to get a couple more calls in here before the top of the hour, but we'll talk to you over on Discord, and we'll talk to you next Sunday.
Yes, have a great week, guys. Scott, so proud of you for all your walking, and Mike, awesome job with your PR today.
Well, stupid. I won't be able to walk tomorrow. See you, Melissa. Take care.
See ya.
Good night, guys.
All right,
bye.
Mike, is it wrong that like I kind of want to book another cruise now, like in between? Because like I'm just like in cruise mode right now, man. It's been so long.
You sound like my daughter, Mallory. She said the same thing. She goes, why don't we just go this summer? Because this summer is like next month.
How about we just go 200 days from now, split the difference, and then go to again?
I know. Let's talk. I like the way you think. All right, we have our next caller on the line. Who's joining us? Hello from the 617 area code. I think I hit that. Let's see. Oh, wait. Hang on. No, I hate that sound. Here we go. They're back in. Here we go. I hit the wrong button. 617. Hey, who's joining us?
Hey, what's going on, Mike? This is Chris from Boston. How are you?
Good. How you doing, Chris? How are things up in Boston?
Good. Just calling because you guys were having well, actually, I was on the show. It was one of your Monday guests back in December.
Right.
We had like a week in the Poly, and I was down there with a 3-year-old son and stuff like that. But anyway, I did marathon weekend and all that jazz. But we're just calling because you guys were talking about cruise stuff, and I felt that, well, we're talking about sickness and cruise, but we just did our first Disney cruise last week ever, and just wanted to call in to say, I can't believe I waited this long to do it.
Yeah. Okay, so give us a little mini, because we're like, once we kind of start getting rolling with this, you know how it is, like we're all in again. Like I've done a ton of cruises, and I'm just like, but I haven't done one since last August. I got to do a little media one with the girls, but I can't wait to be on the ship. So tell everybody, like, what makes you so excited about a cruise? What were some of your highlights? Got my Captain Mickey shirt on.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. I mean, I think, I feel like Disney vacations now in Disney World, I still love them, but I feel like there's a lot of planning, a lot of stress and stuff like that, especially now that we have like a young kid. We did it before without any kids, and I felt like it was a little more fluid. But the cruise just felt so relaxing. I mean, everything at your fingertips. We dipped our toes in with a 4-night on the Dream out of Port Canaveral. And it was just the most relaxing thing. Like, we, Castaway Key, it's everything and then some, as people say. The ship was amazing. The food was great. The service, I mean, next level. I don't know. It's like the first vacation I've had in a long time. When we left, like, I was severely depressed. I was like, oh my God. And we did an onboard booking, and we booked for 7-night Eastern Caribbean next year. Like, we're in.
Yes, that's what you do. That's exactly what you do.
It's awesome.
I'm telling you what, the sadness, Scott can back me up here. The sadness is real that morning you wake up and that ship is back in the port, like where you started.
Yeah.
It's such a sad thing.
Mike, do you know what I think about when I hear Chris explaining this? Is like that old, you can find this on YouTube, like the old like Magic infomercial or whatever, where they like interview all these people that had the best time of their lives. That's like, Chris, you are like selling Disney Cruise Line right now. Like, Disney needs to get they need to take this audio and just like advertise it all over the place, because this is perfect.
I agree.
Yeah, it's just one of those things. Like, I don't know, like, we've been like doing Disney since, I don't know, like 2012 or 2011, like somewhat regularly, and we've enjoyed it. We've done Disneyland a few times, and when we were out in Paris, we did a day trip with hops over there, and it's been great and everything. Like, I never thought I was a cruise guy, and now when we had our son, I was like, all right, well, let's try something different, something that's a little bit, you got a kid, it's a little more confined and something different for him, and yeah, I just I don't know what it was. It's hard. Like, someone was asking me, like, what specifically did it? And it's the whole thing. Whether it's just sitting out on the balcony, looking at just this void of darkness at night and the sky and I don't know.
It's so weird because I'm from Missouri, and I mean, like, I can't get enough of just hearing the ocean. Like, I like, my wife, I'll be honest, she does not like to look. She does not like to go out on the balcony at night. It kind of freaks her out. Like, she's just not. Yeah. It makes her nervous. Like, she loves it during the day, but I don't know, when it's dark, she doesn't like going out there. And I love going out there because if you once your eyes adjust, this is such a nerdy thing, but you can really look out and see other ships on the horizon. Sometimes you can see little specks.
Yep.
And because really all the little insider stuff, these ships kind of all follow each other around, like Royal Caribbean, Carnival, other Disney Cruise Line ships. They're all doing the Bahamas, the Caribbean. They're all kind of doing the same route, just in different orders. So they'll cross paths and you might see each other. And so you can see these out there, but yeah, I exactly, like when you say that, just hearing that water just come up against the side of the ship, I can't. You're right, Scott. I can't wait for 100 days.
Yeah, I think we need to book one before 400 days.
Chris, you're costing me money.
I know. I'm sorry to do that, but yeah, it was just I don't know. I just figured I had to call anyone that's on the fence. Like, it was obviously, it's not a cheap investment, but I mean, it is well worth it, and I don't even know like what else to say about it. But we're like, now I'm like, well, where else can we sneak a few dollars? How can we move the other vacations around and stuff like that? Well, we're up in Boston, and it's sailing out of New York a few times. Like, what if we just pop down for a long week?
Well, and that is one of the ways you can save money. Like, say if you live in Texas and they have those sailings out of Galveston, I mean, there you go. You don't have to buy airfare. You can just drive to if you're out in New Orleans, sometimes they sail out of there. They sail in New York City sometimes. But, a couple of things just think about. And again, this is just kind of how you got to think about it if you've never sailed. When you're on a Disney cruise, one of the things you can kind of consider is that it's almost like staying at a deluxe hotel. When you're kind of like comparing like Walt Disney World to a Disney cruise. So you're getting accommodations. Now they're smaller because everything has to be compact on a cruise ship because you have everything on a ship, but it's the amenity level is almost like staying at a deluxe hotel. When you look at your service and how nice things are, you're going to be having not signature meals, but very nice meals, and that's all included. You have entertainment. You have these really good shows that are a lot of fun. Mm-hmm. And then you have all those extras. I mean, and the things and Scott can, he can vouch for me because we've sailed many times together. The thing I like the most about the cruise, and I don't know if this is true of everybody, but my favorite thing is like the little things. Like, I like the trivia. I like the karaoke. I like the silent disco. That is my absolute stuff that the cruise director staff does. That's my favorite part of a cruise. The stuff that I would love to do at home, but you don't really ever do at home. You know, like I would love to play trivia at home. And there's trivias like at Catholic churches and stuff around here. We just never do it. But when I'm on a cruise, you know, or Scott, real quick, what do you think about that? like if you're comparing it to like tell people like what's a cruise like? I mean, I think it's a deluxe hotel, deluxe dining kind of thing.
Yeah, I think you hit it there, and then you think about like the cost. Like if you're not an annual pass holder, you're buying theme park tickets. You know that adds to a cost, which could kind of tie to the cruise. But like what you were just saying, though, like I think it's all about the relaxation at a Walt Disney World vacation. Granted, like I slow down a lot. I try to swim every day, spend time at the resort, but like Disney Cruise Line kind of forces you into that a little bit, especially like on sea days and such. Where I just like it. I just enjoy like hanging out, chilling, relaxing. I'm unplugged. I'm not tied to work emails or anything. And like, it feels like a real true vacation, which I just absolutely love. It's awesome.
Yeah. To me, the worst thing is that's exact. Yeah. Go ahead, Chris.
Completely spot on, man.
Yeah. And because now they're making it like with this connected sea and all that stuff. And I mean, I get it. There's a lot of people that have super important jobs and you do have to be connected all the time, but
the only thing I plugged into is watching the cricket games on ESPN the Ocho.
I love that because you don't get normal ESPN, you get international ESPN, and it feels like so exotic, even though you're really probably like 90 miles away from Miami, you know. But like, ooh, like I'm so far away that now I can't even watch baseball. I got to watch cricket, you know.
So good.
It's awesome. Oh man,
yeah,
Chris,
yeah. All of that was really good. I agree. The trivia stuff, like I've never played bingo, frankly, in my life. And we were like, we had downtime. It was like 30 minutes. We're like, might as well go play some bingo. Why the heck not?
Yeah,
so good.
Yeah, on our honeymoon. So we sailed Royal Caribbean on our honeymoon. This is 15 years ago. And so, I mean, this was on what was it called? The Independence of the Seas. It was the biggest ship at the time in the world. And it was its third sailing. So my wife had never cruised. She was very nervous. She's like, this sounds eerily like the Titanic. She's like, we're going on the biggest ship in the world. One of the inaugural sailings. Like, I don't know if we should do this. I'm like, trust me, it's going to be awesome. So anyway, we go in 7-night cruise, you know, same thing. Like we were bored. We're like, let's buy some couple bingo cards, you know, before dinner. We go in there and it's all these like older people, right? Like, you know, because Royal Caribbean had like all these old people in this big old auditorium. We end up winning bingo. You know, this was back when we were like in, 50. We were kind of young back then. Man, these old people were shooting looks at us. They were so mad that we won, like, because we only had like 3 cards. Like we went in for like the minimum, or does, we didn't even have like all the daubers and the good luck charms. I mean,
the trolls,
yeah, like the voodoo dolls and stuff. I mean, we were just like, folding the numbers back. Like we didn't have anything high tech. And we won. And I mean, we didn't win much. We won like, I think like $200 or something. But I mean, we thought it was a ton of money. We're teachers on summer break and we just got married. We were broke as a joke, but these people, I thought they were going to throw us overboard. Like I thought these old people were coming at us. So I'm just saying, if you play bingo and you're young, if you win, take your winnings and just run. These people take that stuff serious. It was crazy.
I could see that. I could see that. Well, they do ask you that when they came in. They're like, "How serious of a bingo player are you?" I was like, "What?"
No, I'm like, you got to get 5 in a row, right? Diagonal, up and down, or across. They're like, no, postage stamp. I'm like, what? Or they have all those crazy games. I'm like, but thank God they show you like on the screen. You got to make it look like that.
Yep.
It was actually, it's fun though, because it's all about the host. The host makes it fun. So it's that crazy stuff though. I mean, I wouldn't do that at home.
Exactly. Well, I'll let you guys jump off. I just wanted to come and tell you, you brought that up, and I was like, you know what, I gotta come on, do the plug, and be like, oh my gosh, for anyone else that was like us, and just being like, maybe I'm not a cruise person, just no, you are. Trust me.
Glad to hear that you're hooked. That's awesome.
Yes, we'll have to cruise together sometime. That'd be fun, Chris.
Definitely. All right. Thanks, guys.
Thanks for calling, and go Sox. All right, talk to you later.
Bye.
See you. Bye. All right, we have another caller. Vero Mike's trying to get in here. Let's grab him right here on line 2. Vero Mike, you're on the call. Who's joining us? It's Vero Mike. What's up?
Hey, what's up, guys? Hey, Mike. How's Scotty? How you doing?
Good. How you doing?
Doing
awesome.
Good.
Hey, just calling in with a question for you guys.
What's up?
We're going to be doing Guardians opening day on May 27th. We're driving up just for the night. And the question is, would you guys do the virtual queue, or would you pay for the individual lightning lane, just for the best chance of getting on the ride?
Okay, so I had somebody email me about this yesterday. Now I want to ask Scott about this. And I'll ask you, Mike, because this is kind of the same question that the listener had, and I just kind of want to talk this out. Because as I was emailing back, I got kind of confused myself because they didn't tell us any of this stuff at the media event. Now they should. They bring all of us down there for this media event, and really all they do is let us ride the coaster and give us this cool party so that we go back and evangelize about the coaster, which we're going to do anyway. They don't, I wish, I'm the kind of person like, give me like a fact sheet, have somebody come in and like give us some. I was a former teacher, like do an in-service, like give us 15 minutes of like, okay, give us this information so I can help my guests. They don't give us that. I wish they would. So Scott, have we ever had an attraction yet that had a virtual queue and a lightning lane simultaneously? Because I don't think Rise did. And I don't think Remy did.
I don't think Remy did either. I think when the lightning lanes were introduced, they eliminated the virtual queue. So are you getting to the point, Mike, where you might be able to get both? If you're going for the virtual queue and I'm going for the lightning, we're in the same group.
Well, so that's what I'm wondering is, can they have both at the same time? Because how would the system know? Okay, say it's 7:00, right? That's when you go for it. I mean, would the app come up and say, are you trying to get into the virtual queue or are you trying to purchase a lightning? That would be the logical answer. But I don't think I was just wondering, have we ever seen that scenario before? Because I don't think we have. Oh, wait, Brooke says that they did have both when she went in October.
So, I don't know. But to answer your question, I think I would go, I hate to like spend more money, right?
I know, the other way. I'm like, virtual queue, baby, it's free.
But I think you're going to get a better chance, maybe, if you're doing the lightning. I think you're going to get a better shot at it.
Yeah, we're ready to pay for it. So just because we're going there opening day, so I want to be guaranteed.
And that makes sense. I mean, if you're driving up there, because it sounds like that is the goal of your journey up there is to ride Cosmic Rewind, and that is the stated reason why individual lightning lanes exist, is so that you have the almost guaranteed opportunity to do the attraction you want to do that day. I mean, of course it's a revenue source, but that's why they state that they have these things, is so somebody like you whose sole goal is to get on that premier attraction can do that day.
Yeah, we have a night at Saratoga, so we'll be able to get on on the at 7 a.m. for the individual lightning lane. So hopefully that gives us another advantage.
Nice.
Now, here's Brooke says that she did both. She did the virtual and the individual lightning lane. So there's a new
I wonder if we can use two phones. I don't.
That's what I would do. Yeah, because like my wife is like, we're all like. And my daughter too, we're all like linked under my Disney Experience account, but it's like all of ours. So we always try together to do it. So I would definitely try both devices. But Mike, you were just saying, I said at the beginning of the episode today, I'm like way behind on podcasts. I download them. I love the show. Like I record on a lot of them, so I don't listen to them right away. But I just listened to one of you where you stayed at Saratoga for the first time and you were like saying how much you loved it about a year ago or so. And I'm glad to hear that you're going back because I'm a big fan of Saratoga. Just a little side note.
Oh, we're just going for one night. So it's, we just wanted to really have the night just so we're guaranteed that, hopefully get on the ride.
Right. But I would say try both.
Yeah, I think you will. Well, because Brooke's saying that they did one day virtual, one day they did lightning lane. So that's how that worked out.
Yeah. Hopefully it's going to be awesome on the first day. Maybe some of the cast will be there. Who knows?
That'd be cool. I mean, I wouldn't get. I don't know if that's going to happen, but it would be cool. When we were down there, they had people that looked. I mean, I've never seen the movies, but were you ever there when they did that summer concert series where they had the Guardians of the Galaxy like band where they were dressed up like the Guardians? They were at the American Guardians.
Yeah, we were there, but I remember it going on, but I don't think we checked it out.
Okay, because they looked like them. And they were there when now they might be there when it opens. It would not shock me if they were there that weekend, maybe doing concerts like in the theater. Well, no, because they might have other concerts booked because of Flower and Garden. But they could be
honestly, I'd just be happy with maybe an opening day like T-shirt or something, or a pin. That'd be pretty cool.
Pin. I can see a pin, cupcake. Over Creations or Connections. What is it? Why do they have to name those things so close? Creations is the store. Connections is the restaurant, food place. Yeah.
Pretty cool.
I think you'll get on. It's totally worth it. It is. Do you have any kind of motion sickness issues?
No, not at all. Not
Dude,
at all.
I'm so
So,
jealous. Then you're golden.
yeah, we're ready to go.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Well, we're excited. We listened to your whole thing on the ride, so we're excited.
What song of the 6 do you hope to get if you had to pick?
Oh, I ran by the Flying Eagles.
There you go.
100%.
Yes.
That or the Tears for Fears one. Those are my 2 top ones.
See, I think I want Disco Inferno next time.
See, I'm September. I want September.
That's what I had on mine. It was awesome. It was really good.
No, they're all such great songs. So
And it proves, 80s music was the best music. They're building a coaster in 2022. And what music do they have? They have the 80s, because, obviously the movie, but the movie has the best music because it's from the 80s.
oh, absolutely. It's cool. We were there October of '82 at Epcot. So I got the pictures to prove it. It was amazing.
What do you remember as one memory that burns in your mind from that trip? That's so cool. You were there when it started.
I think the biggest memory was going around World Showcase with my parents and how excited they were to drink around the world.
Even in October of '82. That's
I'm
crazy.
telling you, my dad was in England the entire time while we were just kind of begging him to.
Love that.
That's hilarious. I thought that was
But
a
no,
new
all
thing.
kidding aside, Spaceship Earth, of course, that's still my favorite. I'm a big Horizons fan as well, but I think Spaceship Earth, as far as the attractions, really.
That's awesome, man. You were there when it started, and you are going to get to see the newest
Love it.
offering here in a couple weeks. Man, it's less than 2 weeks
Yeah,
now.
absolutely. So we're stoked.
Awesome. Well, Mike, hey, thanks for the call, and good luck with that. And you have to give us a call back when you get home and let us know what you
We will.
thought.
Absolutely, guys. All right, have a great day, guys. Good luck.
All right, you too. You have a good one. Thanks again. Good talking to you. All right, take care.
Bye-bye.
All right, so that is going to wrap up yet another Be Our Guest podcast live call-in show. You, me, and Scotty G. Scotty, thanks for the great show tonight.
Yeah, this is fun. I know I had a little bit of technical issues. I think I had a delay with the calls too, Mike, so we might want to test that at another time. But I think I had a 2-second delay. So if I was cutting in and out, I apologize for that, but we will work on it for sure for next time.
You sounded great from this end, and everything looked good here. So we'll test that, and because I probably got it, it's because I got the computer booted up late, so that's probably the issue. But a lot of great calls. Thanks for calling in. Lots of great information in the chat. Just love having our Be Our Guest podcast community. It's always fun to get together on Sunday nights. We'll do it again next Sunday night. So if you want to join us and you're checking this out here on the feed this Sunday night, 7:00 Eastern, 6:00 Central, just drop in on the Facebook page or the YouTube page. Just search for the Be Our Guest podcast and get in right around 7:00 Eastern, maybe a couple minutes before. We have a little pre-show. We go live, we take your calls, and then we get out of there. So we don't hold you too long, so you can get everything done before work starts on Monday. But don't forget, our show is always brought to you by the Magic for Less Travel. Right now, let me just tell you, a lot of the agents out at the Magic for Less are out at Disneyland right now, getting a lot of training on that property, staying at the hotels. They're looking at all the hotels, the 3 on-property hotels, but they're going up and down Harbor and checking out all these good neighbor hotels. They're working hard. I promise you, because I've been to these AEPs, and you get up early and you go all day into the, not that it's not fun. It's a fun trip. They're eating well. They're at all the Disneyland restaurants and stuff like that. Don't get me wrong. Ricky's living life, but Ricky's not an agent, by the way. She's just covering it in the social media stuff. So she's living the good life because she's
living the better life.
Yeah, exactly. She's just doing stuff for Instagram and the Mouse for Less and all that stuff. She's actually living the best life. But I'm just saying, the agents of the Magic for Less are going to take care of you when you head to Disneyland, Walt Disney World, Disney Cruise Line, Adventures by Disney. First class all the time. So just swing by the magicforless.com. Also, if you want to sail with us on the Be Our Guest podcast cruise, we've talked about that. It's July 3rd to the 7th, 2023 on the Disney Wish. Just go by the magicforless.com, fill out that quote form for Disney Cruise Line. Just put Be Our Guest podcast cruise. That will come right to my inbox, and I'll take care of that quote personally for you. Get you some numbers, some availability, talk to you about pricing, staterooms, all that stuff. And then we can go from there. And we'll talk about all the fun stuff we will do there. So again, the magicforless.com. Also, please use our Amazon affiliate link when you shop online, beourguestpodcast.com/Amazon. That really does help us out. And thank you to our patrons who hang with me on the patron Discord. We have another separate Discord for the patrons. That's always a lot of fun. And our patrons also get Mike in the Midwest, a bonus show where I just talk about fun topics. And last week I did the reverse bucket list instead of things I'm looking forward to before I kick the bucket. stuff that I'm shocked that I've gotten to do so far in my life that I'm pretty thankful for, which was kind of fun. Topics that were brought to you by our patrons. We just have a good time talking about that stuff. So if you want to join us on Patreon, come on over, patreon.com/BeOurGuestPodcast. Of course, follow us on the socials. Scott's on Instagram and Twitter at Epscott, EPSCOT. Give him a follow today. Also, Palm Trees of Disney over on Instagram. I'm at Be Our Guest Mike on Instagram and Twitter. And of course, subscribe to the show, Facebook and YouTube. Just search for the Be Our Guest Podcast. All right, we're going to get out of here and let you get on with your week. If you're downloading the show on Thursday, hey, you've almost made it to Friday. And if you're listening live on Sunday night, well, hey, let's make this week awesome. We got a chance to kick it off the right way and make it a great week, which I'm sure you will do. So for Scotty G, I'm Mike, wishing you an awesome Sunday night or a Thursday. Stay safe, stay healthy, and we'll see you real soon. Let me save this real quick. That was a good show. That worked.
Yeah, the calls are great. I was just worried about my tech setup, but I think we're there.
It sounded great, actually.
Okay, good. I was just worried that I kept cutting Beth off. I kept cutting everyone off. I felt like, so I don't know if I was delayed or not. But
you didn't sound delayed to me. But we'll check it next week. We'll come in a little bit earlier. Or maybe check it Monday. Well, no, because we're not going to.
I want to check something here. If I leave, it's because I hit the wrong button. Well, I hit a button. So I'm going to say good night early. I'm going to try this button, though. See what it does.
That button goes. Guess what? He's gone. I wonder if he's coming back. Oh, no. I saved it in the wrong place. I'll save that. That was not the right button.
That was not the right button. The whole setup looks different. I think it's because I'm in as a guest or something too. So
maybe it's they've also the service is different like on my end too. Like what it looks like here. Because it never asked now. Hang on, I gotta save this before I lose.
Now the audio is really weird.
Live show May 15th.
Oh, I didn't even know Wade was in the house. I would have given a shout out to Hugh. I forgot about that.
Oh yeah, I think he just got here. I didn't see him either until just now, or maybe he just didn't say anything. Yeah, yeah. It looks. I mean, it looks mostly the same for me. But when you came in, it said Scotty G wants to join the chat or something, and I've never gotten a pop up like that before.
Weird.
Ever. So it must have updated.
I think it made it automatically logged me in from Google previously, and this time I just did it as a guest. So I mean, we're recording tomorrow.
Oh yeah. Play
around with it.
Yeah, on this. Yeah, this is Facebook or Google based. I think. I have to log in through Facebook to use this. I think.
Yeah.
Oh, he's out of Denver. Nice.
Man.
Nice.
All right. Cool.
I had dinner, so I'm gonna go grab. I waited till after because I had all that big lunch.
That's right. Well, good luck walking up the stairs, and congratulations again on a heck of a race, man.
Good round of golf today. We're having a good weekend.
Yeah, we are. All right. I guess I'll be talking to you tomorrow.
Dude, we're gonna have fun this week. It's gonna be fun. I appreciate you. All right. I'll talk to you soon.
I'll
buddy.
see you. Bye, everyone.
Guys.